Pause button.
The following program is from NET, the Public Television Network.
Oh my God! Oh my God! What is up, YouTube? Do you remember that? That was in 1969. Sesame Street is it's 50 years old. Oh my God, I'm excited! Because I'm a big fan of Sesame Street. It doesn't matter how old you are, you're never too old for Sesame Street. Because when I was a kid, I would always watch it when I came home from school. Well, I was in kindergarten. I think when I first watched it at preschool anyway, but I'd still watch it as I got older because every time I came home from school, it was about, well, it came on at 4 o'clock p.m., so I would sit there and watch it. And back then, because I'm totally blind, that's why I'm called Agent Darkness, they didn't have the remotes that we have now, where they have numbers. You know how today they have the numbers where you can just do like 25, 25, 26, 27, and stuff like that, and it's easier for us. Back then, it wasn't like that. You only had the up and down buttons. So by the time I found it, it would have been over. So I had to ask my mom to turn it on for me. I said, Mom, can you turn on Sesame Street? Or can you turn on WHBO? That's what we have. Or PBS or something like that, or Channel 15. And she would. I would sit there and watch Sesame Street the whole hour. And after that, at 5, Mr. Rogers would come on. And Dad would come home while it was on. And now it's funny looking back on it because Mom was making dinner while this was going on and making Southern sweet tea, which I still love and drink it a lot. Well, in the middle of Mr. Rogers, Dad would come home, and he would just say hi to everybody, and then he'd go to the recliner or the easy chair, sit in there, take the remote, turn it to another channel. Dad, I was watching that. I'm watching Mr. Rogers. Okay, all right, I'll turn it back. I didn't want to miss anything. He finally did turn it back. And then I watched the rest of it. After that, I'd go play. Well, this video is all about Sesame Street. This is how Sesame Street impacted my life. I'm sure it impacted all of the rest of you guys' lives. People who were into it, who loved it, because there's a lot of people out there who love it who are adults, and I am now too. I know this is bizarre, but this is how it really happened. When I was about, 12, Sesame Street was 20 years old. So they had this special called 20 Years and Counting. And I watched it, of course, and Bill Cosby hosted it. And the one thing that fascinated me was the international versions of Sesame Street when it came on. When he got to the international part, it was so fascinating to me. Fascinating that international Sesame Streets from all over the world, different versions of it, that was really cool. Well, I loved all of them. But I was drawn to the Israeli one. Well, after that, in 94, they had a Sesame Street's 25th, not the 25th birthday, what was it? Oh, yeah. It was 94. It was their New Year's celebration or something. Sesame Street celebrates around the world. New Year's. It came on TV. And I loved it because they were doing like news from different countries. They had different countries to show how different people celebrate the New Year. And it was like a news flash thing. They kept going back to it, to the different ones, and that was really fascinating. I loved all of it. But I was drawn to the Israeli one again, where they celebrated Rosh Hashanah. And I thought that was so cool. Well, because of what Sesame Street did, I converted to Messianic Judaism. Because of that. That's really bizarre, but they say that God calls you in bizarre ways. It's not the conventional way. It's not the conventional way at all. So, I mean, I've converted. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you convert in the heart, you're converted. But anyway. So, because I thought, how do I do both? How do I didn't want to turn my back on Jesus. So I thought, how do I do that? Well, I found out that you can do both. Messianic. So that's what I did. But I got interested in the Jewish culture through Sesame Street, of all places. And that's really cool. It's bizarre but cool. I mean, you guys might think it's weird and silly and stupid. Maybe, but that is what God uses. Bizarre things that might look stupid to somebody else. And I don't know, but people believe in different things. But for the people who do believe in the same stuff I do, they're probably going to think it's neat. And that is what happened. So that's how Sesame Street impacted my life too. Also, something else. It's the 50th anniversary of the moon landing. Guess what my favorite episode of Sesame Street is? One of them. I have a lot, but there's one of them. Slimy goes to the moon. My God, that was really cool. That was really exciting. I love adventure. It doesn't matter what kind. Space adventure is cool. When I was little, I did not take a chance on things. I didn't give anything a chance very much. My family tried to get me to do things and different things, and I'm like, no, I don't like it. Because I was stupid and didn't give myself a chance to see if I did like it. Well, years later, I'm starting to do that. And when you do that, you find yourself and you get interested in things you never knew you were interested in if you had just taken a chance. And so, it's just really neat. I'm glad I'm doing it now because I regret not doing it. I'm making up for lost time anyway. So, I'm just finding myself. And when you do that, you realize maybe you would have liked it if you had just given it a chance. Because a chance you could be wrong. You don't know. Think outside the box. So now I'm even more adventurous than ever. Well, I still loved it even back then, Slimy Goes to the Moon. And that is just really, really cool. And Sesame Street can also help you learn life lessons about the different challenges in life and everything. Like when Mr. Hooper died. That was real sad. I was like 6 years old. I didn't understand all of it. But I do now. And I remember when Sesame Street had a fire. There was one episode, I don't know what it's called. It's not the one where, I like the one where there was a fire in Oscar's trash can episode. But there's one where Susan and Gordon's apartment was on fire. I remember Hoots the Owl playing his saxophone, and then he says, "What's that smell? I smell smoke. Oh my God!" Like that. I forget what else happens. And then Big Bird's baby nest is destroyed or something by the fire. I have never been able to find it on YouTube. I don't know what it's called. Well, now they recently came out a few years ago with Shalom Sesame, and that's really cool, because now I watch that. Learn stuff you don't even know. I learned something new. That's really interesting. Well, that is how Sesame Street impacted my life. There's other ways too. I mean, because I'm adventurous, it does all sorts of things. So, I wonder how Sesame Street impacted your life. Well, that's it. I can't wait. Tonight at 7, they're going to have this anniversary special. I hope they stream it live somewhere, like on Facebook or YouTube. I'm going to try and watch the whole thing. This is really going to be cool. So, how did it impact your life? Because it did me. It did it in a way that I understood. I'm not a religious zealot. I don't listen to religious programs that much because you don't understand it. I don't know why, but they make it in such a way that it's not very adventurous. But Sesame Street does that. It hits you where... How do I word this? It hits you where your adventure is, I guess. It opens you up. Really cool. Really awesome. And no, my race isn't Jewish. But now my faith is Messianic. But my race is Gentile. And there's nothing wrong with that, people. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. Yeah, that's how Sesame Street impacted me. And it keeps impacting me still to this day. It still does. Now they have something where they have a foster parent, or they have a homeless Muppet, and they have a Muppet to teach foster parenting. That's really neat. No other show has ever done that. No other show has ever done any issues like that. Sesame Street was the first one to take it on this stuff. To know that you can sit there and go to a neighborhood where everything is okay. Well, it's not okay all the time, but the reason they say it's A-okay is because the friends are loyal and they understand you. And they're there for you. These days, you can't find anybody who's there for you that much anymore. But if you go to Sesame Street, you always will. Because they're always going to be there for you. No matter what. They're always going to be loyal to you. So, When they say everything is A-okay, the situation might not be okay, but it is okay because these people are good and kind, and they try to help you in any way they can. Don't you wish that there was a neighborhood like that? Don't you wish they had a neighborhood? Don't you wish this whole country was like that? I do too. That's why I think Sesame Street is successful today. And I hope it continues to be successful. So, that is how Sesame Street impacted my life. And I hope it's around another 50 years, 100 years. Who knows? But I would like to say thank you to Sesame Street for what they did. They helped me in a big way. I really appreciate it. To Joan Gans Cooney, because she is the one who started it. What a genius. What a genius. Wow. She needs the Nobel Prize. Well, that's all. I just wanted to do this video for the 50th anniversary. Well, thanks for watching, guys. And happy birthday, Sesame Street.